is, as the name indicates, a polity in which one person has the supreme authority ; and of this polity, that which is conducted according to a certain order is a kingdom, but that which is indefinite is a tyranny. It is also requisite not to be ignorant of the end of each polity ; for those things are chosen in each which pertain to the end. And the end, indeed, of a democracy is liberty, of an oligarchy wealth, of an aristocracy whatever pertains to erudition and legal institutes, and of a tyranny safeguard. It is evident, therefore, that those customs, legal institutes, and things advantageous, which pertain to the end, must be distinguished, if the choice of the several polities is directed to this. Since, however, credibility is not only produced through a demonstrative oration, but also through that which is ethical ; for we believe the speaker because he appears to be a person of a certain description, viz. If he appears to be worthy, or benevolent, or both these. This being the case, it is requisite that we should possess a knowledge of the manners of each of the polities ; for it is necessary that the manners of each should be most persuasive with reference to each. But these manners may be obtained through the same things. For manners become apparent from deliberate choice, but deliberate choice is referred to the end. What the particulars therefore are, to which the attention of those who exhort should be directed, as future or present, and from what forms credibility about that which is advantageous must be derived, and farther still, concerning the manners and legal institutes of polities, and through what things and how we may abound with arguments, all these have been unfolded by us as much as is sufficient to the present purpose ; for these particulars will be accurately discussed in the Politics. CHAPTER IX. After these things, let us speak concerning virtue and vice, and the beautiful in conduct and the base. For to these the intention of those who praise and blame is directed. For it will happen that at the same time we speak about these, those things also will become manifest from which our moral character is formed, which is the second thing that produces credibility. For we may be able to gain credit of being virtuous ourselves, and cause another person to do the same from the same things. Since, however, it frequently happens that without being serious, and also seriously, we praise not only man or God, but also inanimate things, and any animal that may occur ; this being the case, propositions also respecting these must be assumed after the same manner, so that we must also speak concerning these so far as is requisite for the sake of example. The beautiful in conduct, therefore, is that which being eligible of itself is laudable, or which being good is delightful because it is good. But if the beautiful in conduct is this, it is necessary that virtue should be beautiful, for being good it is laudable. Virtue, however, is indeed a power, as it appears of imparting and preserving good, and a power of procuring many and great benefits, and of imparting all things about all. But the parts of virtue are, justice, fortitude, temperance, magnificence, magnanimity, liberality, mildness, prudence, wisdom. It is, however, necessary that those virtues should be the greatest which are most useful to others, since virtue is a beneficent power. Hence, just and brave men are especially honoured, for fortitude is useful in war, and justice in peace. The next to these is liberality ; for the liberal freely bestow their property, and do not contend about money, of which others are so eminently desirous. But justice, indeed, is a virtue through which every one legally possesses what is his own ; and injustice is that through which a man possesses the property of others, contrary to law. Fortitude is that virtue through which men perform beautiful deeds in dangerous circumstances, in such a manner as the law commands. And those who possess this virtue are subservient to the law. But timidity is the contrary to this. Temperance is a virtue through which men are disposed towards pleasures in such a way as the law commands, but intemperance is the contrary. Liberality is the beneficent use of money, but illiberality is the contrary. Magnanimity is a virtue which is effective of great benefits, but pusillanimity is the contrary. Magnificence is a virtue effective of magnitude in expense, but pusillanimity and indecorous parsimony are the contrary. Prudence is the virtue of the reasoning power, according to which it is possible to give good counsel respecting the above mentioned good and evil pertaining to felicity. And thus we have spoken sufficiently at present of virtue and vice, and the parts of them. With respect to other things, however, it is not difficult to see which among them are beautiful or base. For it is evident that such things as are effective of virtue must necessarily be beautiful, since they pertain to virtue, and also those things which proceed from virtue. But things of this kind are indications and works of virtue. Since, however, the indications, and such things as are the works or passions of virtue, are beautiful, it is necessary that such things as are the works of fortitude, or are indications of it, or are bravely accomplished, should be beautiful. This also must be the case with just things, and with works which are justly performed, but not with the passions of them. For in this alone of the virtues, that which is justly done is not always beautiful. But in being punished, it is more base to be punished justly, than to be punished unjustly. And in a similar manner with respect to the other virtues. Those things also of which the reward is honour are beautiful, and likewise those things of which honour more than riches is the reward. And such eligible things as a man performs not for his own sake. Likewise such things as are simply good, such as what a man performs for his country, neglecting his own interest. Also things which are naturally good, and such things as are good, but not to their possessor. For things which are good to their possessor are performed for his sake alone. This is likewise the case with such things as are more present with the dead than with the living. For those things which are present with a man when living have in a greater degree a subsistence for his sake, and also with such works as are performed for the sake of other things, for they have less of a subsistence for the sake of him who performs them. This likewise is the case with such deeds as are well performed with respect to others, and not with respect to him who performs them, and also with respect to benefactors, for this is just. The like may be said of benefits conferred on others, for they are not attended with private advantage. This is also the case with the contraries to those things of which we are ashamed. For those who say or do, or are about to commit base actions, are ashamed, as in the verses of Sappho, when Alcaeus said to her, Something I wish to say, but shame prevents. Sappho replied, If good and upright actions you desire, and your tongue meditates no ill to speak, your eyes will never be suffused with shame, but freely you will what is just reveal. This is likewise the case with things about which men fearlessly contend. For men are affected in this manner about things which tend to glory. The virtues also, and the works of things which are naturally more worthy are beautiful. As for instance the virtues and works of man than those of woman. This is likewise the case with those things which procure more pleasure to others than to their possessor, on which account the just and justice are beautiful. It is also beautiful to take vengeance on enemies rather than to be reconciled to them. For retribution is just, but the just is beautiful, and it is the province of a brave man not to be vanquished. Victory likewise and honour are among the number of things beautiful, for they are eligible, though they should be unattended with advantage, and they evince the transcendency of virtue. Public celebrations also of the memory of any one are beautiful, and the greater they are, the more beautiful. This is likewise the case with commemoration of the dead, and also with those things which are attended with honour. Things too which possess a certain excellence, and belong to one person alone are more beautiful, for they are more worthy of being remembered. This is likewise the case with possessions that are unfruitful, for they are more liberal. Things also which are the peculiar property of individuals are more beautiful, and likewise such things as are indications of what is laudable among those with whom we inhabit. Thus for instance in Lacedaemon, it is beautiful to wear long hair, for it is a sign of liberty. For it is not easy for him who wears long hair to do any servile work. It is also beautiful not to exercise any illiberal art, for it is the province of a free man not to live subservient to another person. Things also which are allied to the beautiful are to be assumed, as being the same with them, both with respect to praise and blame. as if, for instance, we should call a cautious